Hey guys, this is Juan. I just wanted to make this video. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but I wanted to give it time. I wanted to get my perspective on on this, and also I just want to make this to clear the air, or I mean, not really clear the air, but just to vent for myself. This is sort of like my confessional of how I feel about this. And I'm still struggling with it, but at this point, there's nothing more than I can do about it. It it's happened. I have to accept it. It happened, and I just have to move on. Unfortunately, my I guess 15-month relationship um, with the guy that I thought was the right man for me has ended. It ended a couple of weeks ago. Um, Unfortunately, we were on different paths in life, and I think that's what caused it. I was more, I guess, ready to settle down when I think at that point. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know exactly what happened. Why, in my eyes, I felt that he stopped fighting for the relationship. At this point, it was just a one-sided relationship, and it kind of sucks, you know. And I think that's what happens when you have a relationship in where one is out and the other one is not. And as much as you try to be supportive of the other person, ultimately it's up to them whether or not they want to come out. They want to let the world know about them. Um, in this case, we had talked about doing it in several different occasions, and of course, I mean, it's a big deal. It's really a big deal. It's something that, I mean, I didn't come out until I was 27. It just took me a while to finally sort of accept myself of who I was and be okay with it, you know. And at that point, I was also in that part of my life where I wanted a relationship, and not necessarily meaning that just because I came out, I was going to be in a relationship with it. You know what? I want to be honest with myself. I want to come out. I want to start dating. I want to, you know, let people know, even though people already knew, but still, once you have the air cleared, it just makes it so much better. Your weight is lifted off off your shoulders. Um, like if you haven't noticed, I made a YouTube video of me coming out. Actually came out on Christmas of 2012, and I'll put a link to that video at the end of this as well, so that you can guys see it and understand what happens. I got a great family reaction towards it, but that's the fear for a lot of other people, just the fear of being rejected, being thrown out, feeling like you're nobody. And again, that's until that person is ready to come out and be themselves, like the way that I knew him. It was, it can only be done when that person is ready. So, because of that whole situation came has come to an end. I would just like to say that, I did everything that I could to save the relationship. Unfortunately, it wasn't really up to me at the end, and I have to accept that. I mean, I could only do so much, and I could only extend myself to this person so many times that if that person is not ready to move on or be open about who he is, then you can't really be mad at it, because it has to come out of their own. I mean, if I wanted to be like stalker, I could have gone to his house every day and it's something, and visit him and do that. But I didn't do that because, again, he wasn't out to his family. And it's not something that I think you want to do. You want to keep that distance because it's up to them whether they want to do it. So that's basically what happened. I think that was one of the main reasons why this relationship I think didn't work out. And the only thing that I can say is that this was my first relationship. I learned a lot from this relationship. Um, I love him very much. I still do. He will always be, I guess, when you have your first love, the one that you compare to most people. Um, and at this point, I was angry. You go through your grief of it. Of course, the day that it actually happened when we broke up, of course, tears happened, angry at myself, angry at him, and then you just look back and kind of realize that, there's nothing more that you could have done. It was sort of inedible that it ended because I had so many plans for us, and unfortunately that's no longer going to happen, and I wish him the best. And I've had people that I've kept friends with that I've sort of, I wouldn't say dated, but gone on with, slept with, and we're not friends and for that we hang out and stuff like that, but I follow them through Facebook and stuff like that. You get to know them a little bit better. You talk to them every once in a while, and that's fine. And I'm hoping that will continue with him. Um, and you just have to move on. At this point, that's what I'm trying to do. Since the breakup, I've been on one date, and I don't know what else to say. I like the guy. Um, I would like to get to know him more, but that's pretty much it about that. And I can't, only time knows what the future holds. And at this point, I know that just random sex, it's not going to cut it anymore. Like in my early 20s, when that basically was what I was doing. At this point, I really want a relationship. I want somebody that enjoys the company that I want and stuff like that. Just a real relationship. And with that said, also another thing that um, we need to do, not just gay people, but everybody. I did something today that I was so scared of doing, just because even though I knew what the result was going to be, because I've only been with one person, but still you have to do it just so that I could, that I could refine myself of starting over and making sure that I move forward in a clean note. And that was to get tested for HIV. And the whole process is very daunting. It's scary because they ask you so many questions that you just don't want to answer. Honestly, you just don't. They ask you whether, you have, if you had sex, whether it was, orally, anally. Um, for the gay man, I guess it would be whether you're top or the bottom. You know, so many questions about that. How many men have you been with? When was the last time you got tested? And it's just really scary. So once you do that, they call you in. They give you what they're gonna do. They do two different types of tests to the place that I went to. They do a rapid quick test, which is sort of like an antibody test to check to see if your antibodies would react with the HIV virus. And then they actually do the looking through your blood test, and that comes back within 7 days. So I have to go back um, to get the official results. But as of then, it shows that I am non-reactive at this moment, meaning that I am negative. So even though I knew what's going to happen, I haven't had met sexual partners within the last year. It's basically, or within the last 6 months. That's how far you would probably need to go if you're taking that test. Um, Again, I took it April 25th, so I my breakup happened at the beginning of May, and I've had a couple sexual partners since then, so those things count. So it's kind of scary just, counting, obviously safe, not safe, situations. But at the end of the day, I think that as a group of humans, I guess, you need to get tested at least 2 times a year. If I got tested in April, I think the next time that I'll get tested would be again in October. Um, Hopefully nothing would change, but who knows what life happens. So that's basically my spiel for today. I just really wanted to make this video just to make people aware of what needs to be done for you as a person if you are a gay man or a gay woman to get tested. It's horrible. Honestly, it's horrible, but it's well worth it. And this is something that we need to do. We need to just get over the fear and just do it, because the greatest knowledge is, know your status. Know your status. So hopefully that will motivate you to do something about it. To all of my gay friends who please get tested as soon as possible. Um, Other than that, I'm down. More videos to come for deliciousness. And fortunately, I don't have the money to get ingredients to make stuff of what I really want to do. But I guess reviews or something talking about different stuff will be coming up very soon. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not rambling too much, and you have a good night. Bye bye.